the founder of the highest paid part-time job in the world options trading program. And this is going to be a really good video for people that got that stimulus check. They don't necessarily know what to do with it. And I'm going to kind of try to give you some insight of what I believe is going on in this economy and how you can position yourself to be a winner and not end up next year in March in the same position as you're at this year, or maybe even in the same position that you were at 2 years ago, or maybe even in a worse position. So the title is How to Spend the Last Stimulus Check That You're Ever Going to Get. And we see that they just rolled out the new stimulus checks. I think pretty much it hit everybody this week. If not, they got hit over the weekend. And what we want to understand is that we got a stimulus check around this same time last year, right after COVID hit. They shot us some money. Then from that time last year, they spent literally a whole another 12 months going back and forth over sending the American taxpayers and American people money. They had all these reasons why it wouldn't be a good thing to do, yada, yada, yada. The issue was that between that time, a lot of people got hurt economically because they were in a very bad position because COVID affected their ability to make money on the workplace. So now they rolled out this new check. I really believe that because I don't remember ever in the history of my life getting stimulus checks from the government. I think this is the last stimulus that we're probably going to see for a very long time, regardless of what happens. So I believe that even if, let's say hypothetically, COVID comes back, it mutates or whatever, I don't think we're going to ever get another stimulus check. Because if you look at how long it took for us to get this, and you look at the how small the check is, I think these checks should be $5,000 per person. They really don't care about our well-being. And so I want you to really understand is that putting yourself in a position to where your bump, a financial bump or a financial gift has to come from the politicians, you're putting yourself in a very, very vulnerable position. And so I want to ask you is that, what is your goal for this stimulus? Not if you got the money, what are you going to do with it? And I'm not here to tell you how you should spend it or what you should do with it. But what I want you to understand is that even if you have the best intentions for it, after you spend this money, what are you going to do now that's going to make your life different? So let's say you pay your bills off, you pay your rent, things of that nature. Now what changes in your life? Or are you still going to be in a scenario where if anything happens to you financially, your whole life goes down because you don't know what to do but to be dependent upon somebody else to allow you to make money in their environment? Okay? And that's how the average American is. And so they know they can play these games with stimulus to try to draw support to different political campaigns. What I want to encourage you to do is to empower yourself to where it doesn't really matter what these politicians do outside of them doing something really, really awesome. You're still going to be able to do something for yourself to put yourself in a better financial position and take care of your family, regardless of what these politicians do. And I'm not going to say it like the credit guy to where if you need the money, something's wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with needing the money. If you need the money, you need the money. I've been in situations where I needed the money. One day I get on here and tell you about some of my financial issues. It's no different than what an average person in America has dealt with. It's part of life. It's real life. But the problem was that I didn't really understand how to make money in this society using my brain in a way in which that was not going to get me into a lot of trouble. And a part of that is a condition in how I was raised. And so what we do is we create a lot of Americans to where their way to make money is limited to an environment or to a situation. And then the people in power, they shut that situation down. And then now you can't make any money. And then now you're sitting around waiting for them to give you some kind of relief. And that's kind of how they like to keep the relationship going. So what I want to encourage you to do with your stimulus check, if you don't have to pay a very, impressing bill, or you don't have something that you want to buy with your money, think about investing your money into a situation that'll put you in a place to where you don't need the government to shoot you $1,200 or $1,400 or $2,000. You know how to go get money on your own, and then everything they're gonna give you essentially is just gonna be surplus. Because we see that you don't want to be in a position where you're totally dependent upon them because they don't care. Because if they cared, it would not have taken them 12 months to get this check out. It would have been very easy for everybody to get in the room, agree to something, and say, you know what? We want the American people to have this money, make sure they get it. And if you study these stimulus bills, the real money is not going to the American people. The real money is going to other countries. The real money is going to certain type of industries, but they're making the American taxpayer the face of the stimulus bill. But the majority of the bill is not even going to us. So my question is, why are we the topic of the conversation when the majority of money doesn't even come to us? It's not like every American is getting $100,000 out of the stimulus plan. So you look at how they played this, is that the first stimulus bill, the majority of the money didn't go to the American people, but American people was the face of it. The second stimulus bill, the majority of the money didn't go to the American people, but the American people are the face of it. And then when they give you the money, based on what part of the country you're in, that money really may last you a month, may last you less than that. So the other countries are getting a dime because that's how politics works. See, they're able to use this now as a justification to send money to their political programs that they want to spend now. Because now we have the justification to raise money for a bill. So then what they do is they make the American people the face of the bill, where if you really look at the bill, I think I seen on TV, the actual bill is like this high. So I know nobody sat back and read that, right? Because it'd take like all year to go through all those pages. So what's in the bill is like this high, right? So, but they make the American people the face of the bill, and they make people believe that that's what they're fighting over. They're not fighting over a $1,200 check to American people. They're fighting over the other parts of the bill that they don't necessarily agree with, because all the politicians got to make sure that their constituency or their support group is taken care of, or whatever little foreign deal they got going on. They got to make sure that's supported. But I want to really encourage you. This is probably going to be the last stimulus bill that we're going to get for a very, very long time, regardless of who's in office. And so I doubt they're going to do student loan relief. I really doubt that. I don't think Biden desires to go to war with the banks. So I want to really encourage you. Now that you have this money, if you don't need the money to pay a pressing bill, if you don't have to take care of your kids with the money, really consider taking that money and putting yourself in a place where it can empower you to be able to generate enough money where you're not dependent upon that or that financial payment to take care of yourself or to support yourself. So quick video, really want to shoot that out to you because I know everybody's stimulus package is hit. This is David W. Williams, also known as Diamond Dave, and I'll talk to you later.